to tell you. If you guys knew where I came from, you would know how special this is.
North Pole?
Yeah. I am not going to do Santa Claus. Unless you're anything. But thank you, Todd, for your words. And Carolyn earlier, when she spoke, she forgot to mention our associate partners for the Executive Board Committee, Ms. Andrea Logan. I'd like for her to say, just acknowledge her. I'd like to start off by just thanking Carolyn Anderson again for your leadership. You know, you were a great chair. You set the bar very, very high. Thanks a lot. You're really, really wonderful. And thank you, honored guests, for being here. And thank you, members. You know, on behalf of the Board of Directors, we'd like to thank you for our support, for your support that you provided us over the past couple of years. When I thought about what I wanted to say, I started thinking about our guiding principles. And when I think about Hcam and the skilled nursing environment, I think our guiding principles are being an advocate for our seniors, honor, respecting, valuing individuals, and collaborating and coordinating. And I think these three principles sum up the mission of the Hcam, the mission and vision of the Hcam mission, which is to promote excellence in senior care. You know, when I came into the industry back in the 90s, I was a little bitty kid. I think I was like 12 or 13. Kelsey says I was like 30. I don't know. But Leslie and I, we both agreed. We met in the 90s in junior high, right? Yeah. I agree with that, so that's where we're. But I remember I always wanted to care for seniors. It was just something inside of me. But prior to that, I was working in corporate America. I was working for the IBM Corporation. You know, I had a great job. I was on that corporate fast track. You know, I had, my social calendar was awesome. You know, I was making a lot of money. My life was good. But as we always had, there was always an epiphany that there was something missing inside of me. And it was the passion for what I was doing with my life. You know, we're all born with a passion and a purpose. And I know my passion is to take care of people. And I know now, particularly the sick and the vulnerable. So if you fast forward today, I look at my life, you know, my checkbook is not as full. You know, I'm dealing with Medicaid audits, surveys every day. But when I go to the facility, my calendar life is much more fulfilling, satisfying, and amazing. And I truly know that I'm doing what God has called me to do.
Thank you.
So why did I get involved with Hcam so intimately? So people can make fun of me and my Santa Claus laugh. No, but I believed in the mission from the first time I came to a convention. And I wanted to help carry out that mission. You know, I remember I saw the mission in action in 2011 when my father, Amos Hartsfield, came to the convention. And he was sick that year, and it was his first convention. You know, he's from the old school. He's from Georgia, and he never really knew what I did for a living. So for him, anything wasn't working with your hands wasn't a real job. So he came here to the convention, and Hcam publicly acknowledged him. And I remembered how honored and proud he was being here, and how you made him feel. Well, a couple weeks later, he went on to be with the Lord. But I truly remember that was one of my more special moments, was at that convention with my dad. And I thank you for that. I've been part of the communication between providers and regulators. These collaborative meetings have resulted in a more positive approach to resident care and a greater partnership between our organizations to achieve the quality outcome that we all desire. I see that we have a journey of change ahead that will require us to keep the guiding principles in the forefront of our mind. And when you think about guiding principle 1, being an advocate for our seniors, we're entering in an era where insurance companies will be more involved in covering senior services. We must be committed to educating them on who we are, what we can do, and the services that we can provide at a reasonable cost to be the low-cost provider. Guiding principle 2, honor, respect, and value individuals. As we continue to grow towards personalized care or person-directed care, we need to keep in mind how we want to be cared for, including how we want our own choices honored, respected, and valued. You know, one of the jobs that I have as being an owner of facilities, one of the things that I love to do is to go to the facility and meet with residents. And we all know we have some amazing residents in our facilities. And I was thinking this morning of a couple that I love. There's a Mr. Reed. Mr. Reed played baseball in the Negro Baseball League. He was second in command in his local sheriff's office. He held several political positions in the community where he's from. And he had a stroke, and he ended up in our facility. And he'll probably be in a facility for the rest of his life. So what he does now, he teamed up with the administrator in the activity department, and they formed a committee, and they bring political candidates into the facility to speak to the residents. He has a purpose, and it also gives us an opportunity to give him the honor and respect that he's due. Then there's Miss Thelma, who was 106. Yeah, that's an accomplishment in itself. She grew up in Selma, Alabama, and she would tell me stories about all the things that have happened to her over the last 100 years. You know, she outlived all her kids, and every time I would go visit her, she would tell me a story. Sometimes it was the same story, but she would always end it with, "Reggie, we have much work to do." And that always stuck with me. I love her for that. And we also have young people in our facilities that have found themselves there, maybe sometimes due to poor life choices or circumstances beyond their control. We need to continue to honor our young residents by giving them the social and intellectual stimulation that they need and want. Imagine yourself at your age today in one of your facilities. Are we meeting your social and activity needs with our programs? It's a question. Honoring, respecting, and valuing individuals means getting to know them and helping them know their life's purpose. And finally, in conclusion, I just want to let you guys know, I have a table full of hecklers, and they promised that they were going to hold up cards, you know, and say, see ya. So I promised them that in the middle of the speech, I was going to say in conclusion, even though it's not in conclusion. So yeah, 30 more minutes. No, finally, guiding principle 3, collaborate and coordinate. As we go forward in the integrated care environment, partnering with ACOs, advocating for our residents, being a support to the hospitals, assuring adequate funding to provide quality care, we must collaborate and coordinate our services and our message. And most of the people that know me know that I'm a relationship guy. Relationships are so important to me. So I want our organization to continue its open communication with the department. And I thank you for being here, Mr. Zimmer, Mr. Chandler. And I think that we need to kind of continue to break those barriers of us versus them and tear those walls down, because we all have the same goal in mind. I also I've challenged myself and our organization to bridge the gap between leading edge. So I asked Dave and Dave that we continue to bridge that gap between the two organizations. I dare to believe that the future of long-term care will be better, and that we will continue to provide higher levels of quality care for our residents and to reduce 30-day hospital or readmissions, to improve efficiencies and outcome, and position ourselves with managed care organizations as a low-cost provider in post-acute care, and to educate accountable care organizations and physician groups on the level and extent of services we can and do within our facilities. So my friends, this is an exciting time in long-term care. The old ways are no longer the ways. We're in an era of innovation, and I'm excited to be here. Will you commit today to working through the guiding principles with Hcam within your facilities? Will you advocate for our seniors? Will you honor, respect, and value the individuals we serve? And will you commit to collaborating and coordinating our services and a message for a greater tomorrow? Thank you for entrusting me as your role as chair. I will promise you I will do the best I can. I will not wear the circus hat to one of our legislative meetings, but do not hesitate to call me day or night if you need anything. God bless you and all the work you do. So, we're time this week, 26th floor, party, let's do this. I'd like to invite everyone up to the time this week, to Carolyn's room for a afterglow, and we would like to make sure everyone comes up, at least to say hi, have a drink, pop, or whatever you like to drink, and we'd love to enjoy your time. Thank you very much, and this concludes our evening.
Hey,